Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the New Smyrna Speedway here in New Smyrna, Florida. The virtual New Smyrna Speedway as we get ready to compete in round number 3 of the Grisdale Racing Products Winter Meltdown, presented by Caldecott Millwright Services and London Recreational Racing. Get my words right here tonight. My name is Steve Ovens. Welcome you into the action here tonight. We're getting ready to set up for tonight's B main, and joining me in the booth as he has here for all of these races here so far, Adam Ross. Adam, welcome to New Smyrna. I'm looking forward to this race tonight for a lot of reasons, but one, man, this is going to be some great short track racing here tonight.
New Smyrna Speedway, it's a fast place. It's a tough place to get around. So I think there might be some feelings hurt tonight, a little bit of rubbing out there, but I think it's going to be a great show. And I mean, Stephen, I spent many nights freezing my butt off in the grandstands at New Smyrna Speedway during speed weeks. Kind of nice. Tonight I can sit here from the comfort of my own home and take in a great show.
I've been taking a listen to the drivers' meeting before we went live here tonight. And something that I think is interesting to point out to the race fans early in the night tonight is that the track, and this is something that I've, didn't even realize was kind of in play. You'll start to see some of our B-main cars starting to grid up here. But Adam, something that I thought was interesting was there's going to be high usage on the track tonight. Tires could be more of a factor tonight than we've seen all series long.
Yeah, we're trying to manipulate the action, right? These drivers have a spare set of tires. As you know, nobody has pitted for tires and come back out to come through the field. The winners have been able to conserve what they have and stay out front. So we want to mix it up a little bit. One other thing as we go through the lineup of the B main, and I'll let you get to that, Stephen, is we're doing an invert for the starting lineup of the feature event tonight.
I understand the draw has been the top 8 will get inverted tonight. Blake Neer has already picked up the pole position here tonight with a time of 17.453. But coming out onto the racetrack right now will be tonight's B main. And here's you've seen some of the names as they've already come through here on your starting grid. And it's going to be Mike Husby and Eric Hinks that are going to bring us to the green flag here. And this is going to be interesting here because we have got potentially, I think it's 27 cars, I believe, here, and we're only going to take the top 10 into tonight's main event. You've got a lot of competitive names, a lot of drivers that have driven their way into this race here, a few of them that we've talked about in last week's event. This is going to be very, very interesting. We, a couple of the names that we saw who transferred last week, guys like Ryden Lapsevich, guys like Nick Ramsey, guys like Jamie Dyson, David Rockwood, Colton Everingham. All these guys are going to be trying to make their way into tonight's A main, Adam, and they've got to be in the top 10 to do it.
Yeah, top 10 of the cars that are going to transfer. To me, this is so exciting. This is what we do it for. You want to see clean racing, but realistically, there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some contact. But every week it gets a little bit better. The cars look fantastic. I love the action that we're seeing. So we've locked in 20 from time trials. We're going to take the next 10 starters out of this B main event, 25 laps the distance. So there's going to be tire wear. You're going to have to mind your manners, keep your car under you. But Stephen, you're also going to have to manage your American Racer tires.
Yes, you absolutely are. The racetrack was set at 100% usage for qualifying, which now carries over to this B main. So this is, in dirt track terminology, this track is used up and is going to make things pretty interesting here. 25 laps the distance for tonight's B main, and they're bringing them off of turn number 4. The green flag is in the air, and tonight's B main is underway, and it's going to be Mike Husby who takes it down to the inside lane, but what a challenge here for the top spot as Hinks up to his outside, and we've got contact right here on the back straightaway. The 07 of Ramsey's involved. and the 13 of Collison.
Yeah, Nick Ramsey in the 07, the 13, Justin Collison, and we are under yellow. Don York, the race director, has called a yellow. There was another wreck that happened deeper in the field. And man, oh man, the graphics on iRacing have gotten so good. Matt Thomas going to queue us up a replay with FLX Media. And you're going to see two different wrecks. One happens towards the front of the pack coming off of turn 2, and one happens a little bit deeper in the top 10 coming off of turn 2.
Let's take a look at it. As it looked like they kind of just met in the middle there coming off of the corner. Did the 07 and the 13, and that was a tough break because those guys, and now we've got an incident that took place after the fact, and that's right around the time that the yellow flag came out, but those guys have got some damage on those cars as well. But you know, what a tough break there for Nick Ramsey. Collison, who were solidly in qualified spots. Now they're on the outside looking in. They're still going to have about 20 laps to try and get the job done, but the task of getting in tonight's A main, Adam, just got a whole lot tougher.
This is where you hope a driver has some voices in their ears. A lot of these drivers hang out in their own Discord channels with team members, so someone's got to be in their ear saying, look, you don't have to go out and win this race. Top 10 is all you need. Just get in the show and anything can happen. Because I think what we saw there, I mean, those were two cars, Nick Ramsey and Justin Collison, who were well in the show. There was no need for that. And I think if they could take that first lap back, they'd have run it a whole lot different.
And I'm not sure, but we've got comments already coming in on the YouTube page, Adam. One guy must be an Andy Jankowiak fan, wanting to know whether these drivers are going to be parked out in each other's pits after this one. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you guys just got done with Rivals Race Chat here a little bit ago, and I got to tell you, what a guest you guys had on tonight with Andy J. That was some pretty riveting stuff, man.
And a great story. How can you not love that? You know, someone is going to the Mecca. You go to Daytona Speedway, that's the Mecca of speed. If you're a young stock car racer or oval track racer, that's where you want to go. He's getting that opportunity.
We mentioned that, guys. Don't forget, right here on GeForce TV, every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock is Rivals Race Chat with Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey, and they have just been knocking it out of the park with some of their guests here. So be sure to tune in to those guys at 8 o'clock, and then stick around at 9 o'clock here for the Winter Meltdown. And we'll take you through the night here. We're at New Smyrna Speedway in New Smyrna, Florida here tonight. Round number 3 of the Grisdale's Racing Products Winter Meltdown, presented by London Recreational Racing and Caldecott Millwright Services. Getting ready to go back to the green. B main action here. Getting ready to qualify the final 10 starters here for tonight's A. And wow, your leader got sideways there in the center of the corner. That was Hanks who got out of shape. And oh no, big wreck in turn number 3, 4, 5 cars, 6 cars now involved. Oh man. And that one, Adam, you know, really the root of that kind of started in 1 and 2 when your race leader, the 39 of Hanks, got out of shape. And then it seemed to me what happened was a little bit of an accordion effect once they got down into turn 3. Matt Thomas going to dial up the instant replay here for us, and let's take a peek. I mean, right off of the restart here. And Hank's going to jump out here to the advantage, and when he got to turn 1, man, the back end of that car wanted to come around on him, the Rockstar 39. And then as they get down into turn 3, they were 3, just barely 3 wide there. And a tough break, and several cars behind them piling in.
Oh, man.
Bummer.
It's so, once you've been around iRacing long enough, you start to treat it like real racing. And when you see a wreck, you back out. But there's still people who don't, right? And Eric Hanks made a mistake. We'll have another look here as they go down into 1 and 2. No, we won't. We'll see them circulate under yellow. But you have to back down, back out of those holes. I forget which car it was. I think it was the 297 the black with yellow numbers. All he had to do was back out of it a little bit, and I believe he's being sent to the tail now. That's
Yeah.
Austin Penny in the 297. And I don't mean to point fingers because there's a lot of drivers wrecking, but it's one that was really visible. Just back out, give up the spot. You're in a transfer spot, and now he's not.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It's one of those. I heard it at a dirt track once, and I'm sure it's been said, many times at all sorts of different racetracks around. Live to see another lap. Live to see another lap. And that's one of those one of those instances right there is like you said, you're not going to get the spot right there at that moment, but go back and try it again. But I'll tell you what, though, Adam, you know where you don't want to be. Apparently, you don't want to be in the top 10 qualifying spots right now, or even in the top 5 for that matter, because it has not been very good luck for guys other than named Mike Husby. As he started on the pole, he finds himself back in position number 1 now here for the restart. But boy, guys that have been in transfer spots have not had a very good run here as we're closing in here on the halfway mark, coming back to green.
One driver I'm interested in watching is Colton Everingham in the 48. He's been our hard charger. He's qualified for both feature events so far this season, and he has gained 28 spots in the 2 features we've run. Right now, he's in the hot seat. Nobody has survived from that 4th starting spot yet tonight.
Well, let's see what happens here. They dive down into 1 and 2. Boys, 3rd and 4th got close, and they're 3 wide there coming off of turn 2, and we're going to stack them up on the back chute going into turn number 3. Caution coming out. 1 car upside down. Several cars spinning to avoid him there. Penny is one of them.
They've left it green, I think, for now. We're still under green according to the... No, now we're under yellow. So Don has it set up that he can go yellow when he sees fit, and he can leave it green when he sees fit. And this has been a tough one, Stephen.
So I do see from the race director, as we're going to get a look here at the instant replay, he has switched to a single file restart here for this one. But you could see them; they were getting 3 wide there in 1 and 2, and there's a lot of places that that doesn't work, and New Smyrna just happens to be one of them. As, man, 69 machine there got upside down. Got a big piece of that one, and that was Wally Wilson. Wally Wilson, we've talked about him in the last couple of races as well. Tough break there for Wally.
Yeah, definitely a tough break for Wally there. It's been a tough race for everybody in this one. This is why time trials are so important.
Absolutely. So Husby going to continue to lead here. We're now 10 laps to go in this one. Tell you what, though, give a call to Jamie Dyson. I mentioned him off the top of the broadcast here. Started 8th here in our B main and has just done a great job of keeping his nose clean. Now finds him in position himself in position number 2. Adam, you mentioned Colton Everingham. He started 10th. He's now up to 3rd. David Rockwood started 9th. He's up to 4th. William Adams started 13th, up to 5th. So a lot of the drivers that you've seen work their way up through the field. And I want to give a call here as the lights. No, I think we'll still get one more lap here under yellow. But I want to give a call to the driver who's got the final transfer spot right now running in 10th. And that's Cam Davidson. Started 29th, now sitting in position number 10, coming up on a restart here with less than 10 to go. That's getting it done.
That is getting it done, avoiding the mishaps. And Will Adams running in the 5th spot. This is his first race with us. Tonight he requested to join the series, and his father, Steve Adams, has a machine shop in the area, a veteran stock car racer, but now he's more of a crew chief, as Will Adams is a great go-kart racer in Southern Ontario.
So getting the field stacked up here. Lights are now off on the iRacing pace truck. We'll get ready to bring it back to green, this time off turn number 4. I see we've got a nice crowd growing here in our audience here on GeForce TV. Do us a big favor as we get ready to go back to the green flag. If you enjoy the action that you're seeing here so far, hit that thumbs up button. We want to get up into the double digits on those thumbs up here tonight. Green flag is back out. We have got 6 laps to go here in tonight's B main, and it's going to be Mike Husby who leads them down the back straightaway. Jamie Dyson, Colton Everingham in tow, and so far so good here, Adam, with our single file restart.
Yeah, I think that was a good call by Don York. Is a little deeper in the field. They're running side by side, but they are well behind. That transfer spot being taken right now by Cam Davidson. Right behind him is young Carson Nagy in that 93 machine.
Yeah, Nagy running in position number 11 right there behind Davidson. And boy, he has got some pressure there as the 93 of Nagy wants to get into this show. Nagy started 17th. He's gained 6 spots to run an 11th. They're side by side behind those guys. But again, they're still on the outside looking in. And wow, did you see the push that Nagy had there coming off of turn 4? They're sideways behind him. And what a piece of driving right there by Jordan Sims to keep that car facing forward. It was dead sideways going into turn 1. And you see a lot of the rear ends of these cars starting to dance around a little bit here with 3 to go.
And that was Justin Collison in the 13, Nick Ramsey in the 07. 2 of the stars from our very first caution of the night. They're busting their butts to try to get up to that 10th place transfer spot with laps winding down.
Husby continues to lead by 0.8 of a second, but we've got our eyes on the final transfer spot. As you see Husby down the back straightaway, he'll come to the white flag. This time he's led 17 laps so far here out of our 25-lap B main, and he'll take the white that time by. So just under a half a mile to go here for Mike Husby down the back straightaway for the final time in car number 6. Dives it into 3 and 4. Winning tonight's B main and heading off to the main event will be Mike Husby. Jamie Dyson will bring it across the line in second. Colton Everingham comes home third. David Rockwood, William Adams round out the top 5. And your final 5 qualifiers: Joshua Stade, Tom Gibbons, Marshall Schrank, Chris Hebert.
Yeah. And he goes by Hebert.
Hebert, okay, very good. And Cam Davidson holds on to that final transfer spot. So a great piece of driving there by Davidson to not only get himself into that transfer spot, but to hold on to it there. He had a fierce battle there with Nagy right down to the last lap.
So we didn't see an awful lot of racing there. I'm looking forward to this feature if we can get some green flag laps. Tough night. Carson Nagy, Collison, Nick Ramsey, Jordan Sims, Rick Burbridge. They will have to watch the rest of this show. Austin Penny, who got that penalty that he could not overcome from earlier on in the race.
Absolutely. You're taking a look here at the official results here from tonight's B main, and some big names not going to be making it through here into our main event. I think this may be the first event that we've seen Ryden Lapsevich not qualify for the big show for. But here's your feature lineup. Connor James. Now, there was an invert of 8 here tonight. They did a little roll of the dice, and it was Connor James who qualified 8th, but he'll start pole. He'll start alongside Joe Lawrence. Then it's Brody McPherson, Trayton Lapsevich aboard the 32. Couple of hot shoes there in row 2. Row 3 is Dale Shaw, car number 83, had an opportunity at the win last week, as did the pizza man, Tyler DiVincenzo, in car number 97. Kyle Edgar in the 47 tonight will start alongside Blake Neer, who qualified fastest here tonight with a time of 17.453, but with the invert of 8, he'll start this race in position number 8. And it looks like he is taking the challenge tonight, Adam, as Blake Neer will go to the tail of the field, going after the bonus money tonight, trying to go from the back to the front. One driver I want to mention here, starting from position number 10, is Gareth Gonder. We're going to be keeping an eye on his progress all night long. But we are getting ready for the green flag here off of turn 4, round number 3 of the Grisdale's Racing Products. Winter Meltdown is underway from New Smyrna.
So So a much cleaner opening lap than we saw in the Consi, but I think these drivers know, and plus they would have watched that consolation race, so they know what's in front of them, conserve just a little bit, and they don't want to look bad. I mean, these streams, a lot of these guys race late models. They race outdoors. Oh, as we've got one around on the back straightaway, they don't want to look foolish out there.
No, they definitely don't. And it was Dyson, Jamie Dyson in the 11 that got spun around there, and now we are under the yellow. I think there may have been a second incident that occurred there as Dyson was able to get it whipped back around and tried to get back on the hammer, but I think there may have been a problem additionally there that brings us under the yellow flag here for the first time tonight. So let's take a look here at the replay. This is going to be the incident with Dyson and a couple of cars getting together there off of turn 2. And boy, Dyson got pinballed there afterwards.
Yeah, it's a high-speed track. It's tough to change directions with your race car. So while we've got a minute, let's talk about point standings and racing. Blake Neer takes the challenge, goes to the back of the pack. He is the only driver to have 0 incident points. He has completed every lap. He's got a win, and he's got a 3rd place finish, and he has 0 incident points in the 2 races. That is almost impossible with the amount of traffic that we see. It's going to be a tough task for him coming from the back, Stephen.
Yes, it absolutely is. Now, as we work under the yellow flag here, let's give a call to Gareth Gonder. Started 10th. He's already up to position number 5 aboard the 81 tonight. And he's debuting a new sponsor here tonight, Scooch Cases, scoochcase.com. And I saw this afternoon, they've got some pretty cool phone cases for your iPhone and Androids, and they even got a special going on right now, a buy one, get one with code BOGO50 at checkout. So be sure to check that out. They've got a new sponsor here. And Adam, this is something that's pretty cool to see guys that are getting, some sponsorships around their iRacing and then trying to, leverage some of that into the outdoor race season as well. It's a really, really cool thing that we've got going here with the Winter Meltdown.
I'm so happy for Gareth. He works hard for Andrew Grisdale in the APC Late Model Series, and good to see him getting this deal for the Winter Meltdown.
So I see that the thumbs up are starting to come in on GeForce TV. We're almost to double digits. Let's keep pushing that up there. And while you're there, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, I highly recommend that you do that as well. Click on that subscribe button, and after you do so, ring the bell. That'll give you notifications every time we've got new content and new live shows coming out here on GeForce TV. There's a lot of great content that's already available right here on GeForce TV. And then if you get those notifications, you'll know when our live programming is available. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of good stuff here. And if you're a race fan, if you're a race junkie, man, it doesn't get any better than GeForce TV. Check that out. And we thank you very much for tuning in here tonight. So, Adam, lights are off on the pace truck. We're getting ready for green.
That's what I was going to say. But once again, heading back for the green flag, Trayton Lapsevich and Joe Lawrence on the front row.
They'll dive down into turn 1, and Trayton Lapsevich trying to back up a solid effort that he had last week, picking up the win in the 32 as he's down to the inside of Lawrence. Great battle there for the top spot. Oh, we've got one car around about mid-pack, and it's going to gather several other cars. One car getting upside down. That was the 22 machine. That's Marshall Schrank in the 22.
Cam Davidson involved in the 92, and that's Ray Morneau in the 03. He got loose coming out of turn number 4, that black and orange car. Let's see if he had any help. So there they are down the back straightaway, going into turns 3 and 4. He's got Jake Watson on the inside in the 88, and it looked like they might have touched a little bit, but then that car snapped afterwards. And you could see a chain reaction of people checking up on the inside, doing a nice job to get around.
Boy, a bummer there for Ray Morneau. He's got a lot of fans that tune into the broadcast here. Now, his car doesn't look too bad. He's got a little damage, certainly, but it doesn't look like that's going to prohibit him from keeping up with the normal race pace here and being, very early in this one, 12 laps in. He's going to come down and try and take advantage of getting some repairs done. But I think as a whole, he should be in pretty good shape. But here under yellow, why not come down and get what repairs you can in the time that you have without going a lap down?
So this is a point series that we're having. It's a championship series. And what we've decided, because of the huge amount of interest and the car counts that we've had, we had a point system set up, but it did not account for the number of cars. So we've gone to a low point system. It's the easiest system to work with. 1 point for a win, 2 points for second, 3 points for third, and so on back. Lowest points win. You following me so far?
Absolutely. Kind of,
Yeah, so Blake Neer with a third and a first place finish. He is our points leader with 4 points.
Yep.
Trey, who is in second? I'll have to go refer to my sheet. Tyler DiVincenzo is second with 7 points, then Dale Shaw with 11, Trayton Lapsevich with 18, and rounding out the top 5 with 21 points is Colton Everingham, one driver that's really going to hurt tonight. He did not make it. Nick Ramsey in the 6th place, and then Ray Morneau in the 03 is 7th in points. So you miss a race, you don't qualify for a race, you're getting at least 31 points.
Absolutely. And, one name that I don't see in the starting field here tonight that's had a great start to the season too as we go back to the green flag here, Adam. That's Parker Traves. I don't see Traves with us here in the running order this evening. So that's going to take a dip in the points for him for sure.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if he was here earlier or not. Whoa, contact for the between Lapsevich and Lawrence. Lawrence fishtails all the way down the front straightaway, does a nice job to gather that car back up.
I don't know how Joe Lawrence held on to that race car going into turn number 1. Somehow he found a way to do it, and he'll hold on to the 2 spot, but we've got trouble here, and it's right around the 6 of Mike Husby. I don't know that he's going to keep on going here, but there was a couple of cars ahead of him that got tangled up in a big way. Kyle Steckley got involved in that one. He picked up the win in the B main last week at USA International. And although he got that last week, not having such a great night here tonight, he's got some pretty heavy damage there on the 24. Matt Thomas going to dial up the instant replay here from the FLX Media Group booth, and let's take a look here, Adam.
Halfway down the backstretch, okay, contact with Mike Husby and Kyle Steckley, and they sort of just get locked together, and then off the wall comes Steckley and piling in David Rockwood. Chris Hebert does a nice job to weave through there. I see Connor Ross squeezing his way around towards the outside wall.
And Adam, when they got hooked together, I could see, I think it was Steckley that had his wheels turned as far left as they would go, and they just couldn't get unhooked from each other there.
No, and it happens. So Kyle Steckley in that quick number 24, A.W. Millwright. Looks like Tom Gibbons got the free pass in the 10 machine. And we're already a fifth of the way through this race. It's been mostly yellow flag laps. Hopefully they'll clean things up and we'll get some good racing in.
So right now, your top 5 as they run on the racetrack: Trayton Lapsevich in the 32, Joe Lawrence in the 78, Connor James in the 4, Dustin Mombercat in the 16, and Gareth Gonder rounding out the top 5.
I noticed Dale Shaw is back in the 28th spot. So do we know what Dale's been involved with? He's been a factor in all of our races so far. I don't remember him getting caught up in one of these wrecks.
So I don't know if Shaw got caught up in any of the other incidents, but Shaw had a problem right off the drop of the green flag. His car darted down to the left to the inside of the racetrack, and yeah, I'm not sure what happened. He's currently parked and now going to return, so maybe got involved in one of those later incidents, but he did have a problem right off the drop of the initial green and kind of pulled that car down toward the inside of the racetrack. I don't know if it was a tire spin or had some help from behind or whatnot, but he does have some damage there to the left. And a tough break as Shaw was one of our hard chargers last week, coming, from mid-pack with fresh tires. So let's see how it works out for him tonight. Currently a lap down, but long way to go here. Still 79 laps to go as the field dives into 1 and 2. Look out! Momberket slips up the racetrack. He's going to lose a couple of spots, and now he's going to try and find a way to tuck back into the line. And boy, Adam, he better do it in a hurry because the freight train is starting to line up behind him.
Yeah, it sure is. And we can expect that. I expect a lot of single file action, and then it's going to be a matter of who's able to conserve their right front, their right rear, who's able to keep the car stable. Because once you get about 10, 12 laps under green, that's when you're going to see who's overdriving the car, because they're not going to be able to hold that line.
0.3 of a second the advantage for Lapsevich as we're going to ride on board here. Oh, got into the wall here. And that's on board with Kyle Edgar in the 47, and yellow flag coming out here. I think this is our third caution of the night, and boy, that was quite the angle. I mean, talk about dialing up the perfect angle at the perfect time.
Yeah, that got up close and personal.
Yes, it did.
I'll tell you who I want to give a shout out to. Tyler DiVincenzo in that white number 97. We're going to have a replay of the wreck, and I'm not sure if Matt can bring up the last restart or not, or if it's too much to ask, but let's have a look at the wreck first.
So we are looking here at the replay of the 88 and got sideways. Oh, and then got upside down. He almost had it saved. Jake Watson. And that getting upside down, very heavy damage there on the right front of that machine. Able to drive away, probably going to have to go at it for some repairs there on pit road.
Watch the 97. When that restart went down, the white number 97 had every opportunity to just lunge into position, and instead he backed out of it when... Which black car ahead of him? Was it Dustin Momberket or was it Kyle Edgar? Right here. Watch what he does.
Yep.
Backs it out, gives them a chance to gather it up instead of plowing through and causing a wreck. And it doesn't seem like much, but you look at those little things. If you drive here the way you're going to drive outdoors, like good practice makes you better. Practicing the skills that make you a good race car driver in iRacing are going to benefit you when you go outdoors.
You like to see that kind of patience this early in the race, as we're 27 laps into this one of 100 laps, and you love to see that kind of patience there from DiVincenzo, who comes into the night. I think you may have covered this already, but comes into the night second in the point standings, and with that kind of driving and that kind of patience, I think it's easy to see why.
Oh, yeah. I'm real impressed. We're going to single file restarts, according to our race director, Don York. I don't have full time again scoring up. Do we know where Blake Neer is?
So right now, Blake Neer has made it up to 12th here for the restart. So he went all the way to the back of the pack for the start of the race after time trialing with the fastest lap here tonight. The invert was 8, so he was scheduled to start 8th. And took the challenge to go to the back of the field here. And boy, he has made great progress, Adam. Already up to 12.
Doing a fine job out there is Trayton Lasevich leading the field up through 3 and 4, running towards the outside of the racetrack to get a little bit more run down the bank.
Green lights coming back on here, and look at Gareth Gonder down to the inside. Trying to make a move. He's got Edgar all over the backside there of the 81. Edgar in the 47, trying to, who is now cracked into the top 5, trying to work over Gonder there for position, but he's got Momberket in the 16, just behind him. DiVincenzo just behind them aboard the 97. As it's Lapsevich who leads us here on lap number 30, coming up on 31.
Connor James, as he has been every week, just real quick, real steady in that SSG gloves number 4 as we ride on board with Kyle Edgar in the 47. We did not see Kyle Edgar last Tuesday. He got penalized in the racer server for jumping a start and did not get to qualify for the main event last week. So good to see Kyle Edgar back and competitive here this Tuesday.
Absolutely. And, you know, I like that onboard shot there. I want to see, let's see if we can get an onboard shot here. Let's take a lap around New Smyrna with Trayton Lapsevich, your current race leader, and let's watch him as he gets down into turns 1 and 2. I'm interested to see, you know, the wheel input. We talked about taking care of those tires, and let's watch Lapsevich. And, man, I'm telling you, look at that. Smooth as can be. Really taking care of not just the right front, you got to take care of that right rear as well with the throttle pedal.
And there's so much banking here. He's turning to the right on the straightaway to keep the car going in a straight line. Where people are going to get into trouble is right from the center of the turn off. You have to hit your entry to get into the middle of the turn, or you're going to have a bad push. Oh, and these are competitive cars getting taken out. That was Brody McPherson who slammed the outside wall.
Yes, he did. A huge hit there for McPherson, as he's going to tumble through the running order here. And I think it was Kyle Edgar that may have even got us, you know, a very close call to not get involved in that one. Wow. That's going to shake up the top 5 just a little bit. Let's take a look at, oh, wow. Oh, that was big.
That was Gareth Gondard, Connor James. So these were all top 5 cars. It looked like fighting for track position out there. I'd love to see how this one started. I'm sure it started coming out of turn number 2 because these things take a while to develop. We're going to see it from down the front straightaway. Watch your battle. The 81 of Gondar, the 4 of Connor James, nose to tail.
Oh boy. They kind of ran out of room there in the center of the straightaway. James got loosened up just a little bit, but as they got on the straightaway, then a little bit more contact, but boy.
The trouble with running someone so close to the backstretch wall is there's a gate there, so it juts out a little bit. So I don't know if Connor James was mad at how that went down, but an innocent Brody McPherson just gets clipped going into the corner.
Oh, he was almost through that. You see how close he was to missing that whole thing. Oh. I'll tell you, you feel that in the pit of your stomach when something like that happens. You see an incident, you get 90% of the way through it, and all of a sudden you feel, you know, a little jerk of the steering wheel, and you key up on the radio and say, yep, boys, we're in it.
Exactly. I want to tell you a bit of a funny story. Like, I've been to New Smyrna many, many nights, and I was blessed for a number of years to go to Speed Weeks with my dad when I worked for Leaf Racewear. There was never this many people in the grandstands, but we always sat with a small Canadian contingent. I think Paul Gressel, Joe Chisholm, there were a few that would sit all the way down into turn 1. There's these grandstands that if you sit right where the pace truck is now, the cars actually drive straight at you, and it's really cool to watch. So we're up there, and there's nobody in front of us. There's nobody around us. A super late model got up into the wall, into the fence, and I saw the right front of a super late model flying into the grandstands. I thought I was about to die. Turns out it wasn't his right front at all. It had come through the fence and hit a plastic garbage pail and launched the pail about 40 feet in the air. So it was still scary, but it wasn't going to kill any of us. But I think I needed to change my shots.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Back to green. As Lapsevich with a nice advantage. Oh, look out, one car sideways. They're going to gather him. Oh, but he got turned up into traffic. That's going to put us back into the yellow, and that incident got real big. I thought he had it saved. That was the 17 of Joshua State. I thought he had her saved.
No,
Almost
I think it
got
was Jordan. That was Garrett Tiemersma, the other 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Josh Stoddy is a bright yellow 17, and Garrett Tiemersma is that way freight number 17, white and blue.
And actually, Tiemersma here not too long ago was up in the top 5 with one of those recent incidents. So he had just fallen outside of the top 5 when this incident occurred going into turn 3. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Ryan Dyson was down on the inside. Garrett Tiemersma was on the high side, and they came together and hard racing. But again, it's so early in the race. But these drivers are ferocious, and they don't have to fix their race cars between this week and next week.
Just taking a look at some of the folks that are commenting in here on the GeForce TV chat as we're working yellow here on lap number 43. Just a few laps shy of the halfway mark tonight, a 100-lapper here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway, and we're happy that you've joined us here on GeForce TV. I see that we are well in double digits now on those thumbs up on the video, so if you're watching here, and I see there's a whole pile of you watching, and I want to get those thumbs up, man. Click on that thumbs up if you're enjoying the action here tonight from the new Smyrna Speedway. Steve Ovens, Adam Ross here in the booth with you. Round number 3 of the Grisdale Racing Products Winter Meltdown as we are working the yellow flag, and I think we are getting ready to get the 1-to-go signal here. Trayton Lapsevich, your race leader, Joe Lawrence, Dustin Mombercat, Kyle Edgar, and Tyler DiVincenzo. Right now, your top 5 in the running order. Lights are still on the pace truck. So why don't we take this opportunity, Adam, to step aside. We'll get some words in from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll bring you back to the green flag.
What makes a trailer a Miska? Is it the heavy-duty Canadian steel they're made from? Or is it the exceptional finish that will last year after year? How about knowing that these are the best back trailers in the industry? These are the reasons you buy Miska. So what makes these trailers a Miska? It's the hard-working Canadians who craft them. We are Miska. We are Canadian tough.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave Ribs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
Welcome back to the new Smyrna Speedway. We're back to the green flag here as the field works lap number 47. We're just a few laps shy of the halfway mark. Trayton Lapsevich leads them down the back straightaway, but here comes Dustin Mombercat down to the inside, battling with Joe Lawrence here for the runner-up spot. They'll cross the line here for 48. 2 to go to the halfway mark, and look at Mombercat, Adam, down to the inside, trying to take over second.
And they are lined up behind them to take advantage of the opportunity. So Joe Lawrence, he's having to pedal pretty hard and maintain as much speed as he can on the high side, but Kyle Edgar is right there.
And guess who else is right there knocking on the door? Blake Neer, who went to the back of the pack here for the start of this race, was the fast time trialer tonight, took the challenge to go to the rear, trying to win the race, win a little extra cash on the side in the process, but he's got a great view of a battle here for third, and now he's going to enter himself into that race. He's going to battle with Joe Lawrence here for fourth. Lawrence is in trouble. He's stuck on the outside.
Tyler DiVincenzo, the next car in line, that white number 97, Reaper Speed Labs on the hood of the 97 machine as he draws up alongside Joe Lawrence, almost making contact in the middle of the corner, but doing a great job to stay off of each other.
Giving each other plenty of room to work with, but DiVincenzo's trying to get it in there just a little bit further to try to hold the position. Lawrence cannot clear him into turn one. This battle for fifth will rage on, and now trying to take advantage behind him. Here comes the 40 of Blair Wickett. And boy, Lawrence is just rooting and gouging right now. You see the car get a little bit loose off of turn four, as now Near underneath of Kyle Edgar, and now move Blake Near up to third. But here's the battle on the racetrack. Wickett trying to get by Joe Lawrence, who's now battling here with DiVincenzo. A little bit of contact right there.
Blair Wickett in that Lice Buster sponsored number 40 machine. Up to the wall, then right to the bottom of the racetrack to try to get his nose to the inside of that Pennzoil 78 of Joe Lawrence.
And Joe Lawrence says, phew, finally able to get down to the inside lane to stop the bleeding there, as he fell from third, now back to position number 6. And now on the back deck lid of Lawrence is going to come the 76 of Caden Lapsevich. First time we've mentioned him tonight, but I'll tell you what, Adam, Momberket's starting to close in here on Trayton Lapsevich for the race lead here on lap 56.
Yeah, he certainly is. Caden Lapsevich, such a successful race car driver, but in this series, he is the fill-in extraordinaire. Opening night, he filled brother Trayton Lapsevich. You're allowed a substitute driver for one race in the series. Trayton had to use that driver in the very first round. Tonight, Caden Lapsevich is driving for Brandon McFerrin, who couldn't make it to the races this evening. He enlisted the help of his friend Caden Lapsevich, so Lapsevich is our surrogate driver.
We might have to call him the super sub here tonight, as he has been doing quite well in a substitute role here in the 2021 season here. Again, this is round 3 of our 10-race series here for the Grisdale's Racing Products winner Meltdown, and we have got the yellow flag coming out here on lap number 59. Couple of cars involved there. It looked like Watson was one of them in the 88.
Yeah, the London Recreational Racing entry of Jake Watson in the 88, and then someone unceremoniously parked it right in his passenger side door to finish that one off.
Oh.
The cars were there, and then they weren't.
Oh.
That might be a version of a rage quit.
That could be. That very well could be.
I'm not 100% on that, but Jake Watson looks like his night is done. And how about this top 3? Trayton Lapsevich, who has had control of this race for quite some time, but Dustin Momberket in that black number 16 is second. Blake Near in the 14 runs third. Kyle Edgar fourth. I mean, these guys are super aggressive. They are great iRacers.
Taking a look at the field here, I don't see anybody that looks like they're going to dive down pit road here. And, you know, this is the part of the event where, you know, you could potentially see that, you know, with 40 laps to go. But as we've said, you know, it seems race after race, track position is just so important. But I do see one driver that has hit the pit lane, and he is pitting from, I believe he was in 6th or 7th when he came down pit lane. Joe Lawrence has brought the 78 down pit road. So Lawrence is going to take on tires here. Looks like he's going for a 4-tire stop on the Pennzoil 78. No, I stand corrected. Right sides only. 2 tires there for Joe Lawrence.
You know, there's something I love about a certain breed of racer. There's a type of racer who would take what the car gives them, run 6th or 7th. You know, it wasn't our night. We were used to contending. We'll do what we can. And then there's the type that says, look, if I'm not going to win this race or contend for a top 2 or 3 finish with what I've got, I'm going to the pits to try to make it better. So he's created a lot of work for himself, but I have great respect for a driver who will put themselves in that position in hopes of improving what he's got.
Oh, absolutely. I love the gamble. And, you know, it is a gamble at this point to give up that kind of track position. But, hey, you're absolutely right. I mean, you're not going to, if you're a 6th, 7th place car. So now as it is, Joe Lawrence is going to go back to, I think, 22nd, at worst 24th. So it is a lot of track position, but you've got right side tires on the car. So, hey, let's give it a shot here. Pace truck pulling off of the racetrack in turn number 4, coming back to the green. Lapsevich brings us back to it. Momberket is right there, about a car length back. It looked like Blake Neer may have spun just a little bit there on the restart. He's going to drop a couple of car lengths there to Momberket. And right now, filling out the top 5 is Edgar and DiVincenzo in the 97. That's a good battle there for 4th.
And they're single file all the way back, almost to the tail end of the top 10, but that's when they start dicing it up. Jordan House, Kyle Stackley, Johnny Morrison back there.
So now you start to see Momberket really not let Lapsevich get away at all here. Good battle here as he's about a half a car length from the back bumper of Lapsevich, bringing it down the back chute.
One driver we noticed on pit road in the last caution was the 83 of Dale Shaw. The last time I saw the ticker go by, he scored in the 11th spot. So we'll watch for that 83 machine, see if he's able to march his way towards the front with just 31 laps to go next time they cross the line.
You're absolutely right, Adam. It was not just 40 laps ago that Shaw was making pit stops for repairs and was a full lap down to the field. He's no longer a lap down to the field, and you're right, running in position number 11 right now, as Lapsevich may have just barely got a little piece of the wall. We were riding on board with him there on the bumper cam, looking out the back of the race car, and I saw a few sparks coming off the side there. So Lapsevich definitely starting to feel the pressure here from the 16 of Momberket, and look at them. Boy, they looked like they kind of started low in the corner at him and then kind of let the car slide up just a little bit, not exactly on that yellow line, but man, Momberket is not afraid to put it on the yellow line right now.
No, he sure isn't. Right along the yellow as we ride on board with the number 16 in the second position. Trayton Lapsevich doing a nice job. He's doing everything he needs to do so far, but Momberket is right there. And as Blake Neer, I love being able to look in that rear view mirror and see Blake Neer closing in. The closer the 14 gets to the back of the 16, the more the sense of urgency becomes for Dustin Momberket to make a move.
Let me ask you this question, and I'll ask you the question the same to the fans right now. Adam, if you have, the opportunity to be in any one of these 3 spots right now, where do you want to be right now? We're coming up on just shy of 25 to go. Do you want to be the guy out front? Do you want to be the guy chasing? Or do you want to be the guy in third, just waiting for the leaders to, dice it up in front of you?
Here's what's interesting. I want to be the guy in third because I know I'm not good enough to beat the top 2, but that's Adam Ross, not Blake Neer. If I'm Trayton Lapsevich, I want to be right where I am. He's so good at iRacing. He knows what it takes to win these races. You know what I mean? So if you've got that confidence, hey, take the lead and say, guys, it's up to you if you want to try to pass me, but I'm better than you are. If it's me and I'm a lesser driver, I'll stay back in third and hope for good fortune.
Well, if you're watching here on GeForce TV, we want to hear from you. Where do you want to be here with 25 to go? Because that's where we're at right now. 25 laps to go here from New Smyrna Speedway. Where do you want to be? You want to be the leader, the guy chasing in second, or the guy just trying to hold on here in third and wait for something to happen as the leaders nose to tail? And now I'm starting to see out of the corner of our screen there, the battle heating up there for 4th as well. We've got good battles all throughout the top 5 right now as 4th, 5th, and 6th running tight together. Round down into turn number 3, it's still Lapsevich, Momberket, Neer, but here's this battle here for position number 5, and Caden Lapsevich just took it away from the 97 of DiVincenzo. So the super sub, Caden Lapsevich, now into the top 5, Adam, for the first time tonight.
This is what I expected as the race wore on. Not only for Caden Lapsevich to work his way towards the front, but to see people start to make moves, because these cars, some of these drivers have been driving the cars so hard. Kyle Edgar in the 47, there was a time he was all over the race leaders. Now it looks like he's hanging back just a little bit. Maybe those tires are used up. It's hard to say.
Interesting comments coming in here from the fans talking about what position they want to be in. John says, yeah, I agree with Adam. I want to be in third here. Aaron says, the heck with third. I want to be in 4th. The top 3 might wreck each other. But I think my favorite comment, Adam, was from Don, who says, I don't care what position, I want to be in the 32 car. I couldn't agree with him more.
That's not a bad outlook. I love seeing Aaron Turnbull make a comment. He should be out in this race, not watching the race, but there's a lot of that out there. There's a lot of racers getting on board with iRacing, and still a few that haven't got it just yet. But it's amazing how big this has grown. In the pandemic, I mean, I don't want to relive any of this, but it's certainly been good for this sport.
Couple of guys that we were, yellow flag coming out here. Less than 20 to go. We were keeping an eye on a couple of cars that were starting to pick their way back through the field here, but the caution lights coming on. We were keeping tabs on Dale Shaw. He's currently running in 12th, and I just got a shot there of Connor James, who got involved in an incident running inside the top 5. He's now back in the top 10, running in position number 10. Let's take a look here at the replay, and I think this is something we're going to see, Adam, here late in the race. You know, this track started at 75% wear, but they've had 83 laps on the racetrack now. You're really going to start to see the rear ends of these cars dancing around coming off turn 4.
And this is real. New Smyrna is a nasty, nasty racetrack. The straightaways can be as hairy as the corners as we see them stacking up on pit lane.
So we will got a few cars here on pit lane trying to take advantage of getting some repairs done. They're going to try and beat the pace truck out of the pit exit. I don't think a couple of them are actually going to make it there. They might have timed that just a little bit too long, but right now, Trayton Lapsevich, your race leader. Dustin Monberquette running in second. Blake Neer is third. Kyle Edgar fourth. Caden Lapsevich, right now the top 5, and then it's DiVincenzo, Wickett, Steckley, House, and James. Right now the top 10.
I'm a little surprised that we saw Dale Shaw get up to 11th. My logic said obviously he's come through the field. I thought he was going to keep coming through the field, but we haven't seen him crack into that top 10.
So we've got from the race director, Mike Husby got involved in that last incident. He's going to be going tail here for the restart as the lights are still on here on the pace truck. We might be looking at one to go this next time by to get the field back underway. And boy, I think the question right now, Adam, is does anybody have anything for Trayton Lapsevich here? I think Dustin Monberquette has certainly made a very good case that 16 car might just have something here for Trayton tonight.
Monberquette using an old dirt racing trick. He just ran his left side tires through the grass. Did you notice that, Steve?
I did, yeah.
And obviously you would never do that in a pavement late model because you don't know what's in the grass. You could cut a tire down, but in iRacing, if that cools down the left side tires, I guess why not?
Well, and it was interesting too, is right after he did that, he went out to the outside of the racetrack to try and clean them off just a little bit. So yeah, let's see how it pays off for him. I mean, hey, if it works, go for it. And look at Monberquette all over the back bumper of Lapsevich into turn number 1. Oh, got a little bit there. There's side by side down the back straightaway. Monberquette trying to take the race lead for the first time tonight. He's under Lapsevich. They'll go door to door off turn number 4.
What a move by Monberquette. Trayton Lapsevich squeezed it off as much as he could, but he knew Monberquette was in the hole, so he's got to run that outside group behind them. Blake Neer didn't get a great restart, but he sure is right there now.
You've got a racetrack with damn near 100% wear right now. You've got tires that are all worn out right now on these race cars. Oh, as Monberquette leans just a little bit on Lapsevich there in the 32, and here comes Blake Neer. Now with coming up on 10 to go this time by. 8 fingers, 2 thumbs, 10 to go here for Trayton Lapsevich as Monberquette has to tuck back into line, and he gets the back bumper of Lapsevich again. Lapsevich goes to shut the door, and your top 3 cars are wrecking off of turn number 2. Yellow flag is out. Oh, baby.
Oh, boy.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Ryan Dyson. So we're going to break this down because the bump and run in late model asphalt racing is an accepted form of racing, but it's what happens after the bump and run. You make the bump, the leader moves up, the run is the important part. If you hit a second time, it is no longer a bump and run, it's you've wrecked the leader.
so there's the initial bump there.
It's the second bump, and Lapsevich trying to close the door, probably not thrilled that he got bumped from behind. But do you know what I'm saying, Stephen? If you bump the leader up the track and go by, that's a bump and run. If you bump the leader up the track and they come down to defend and you hit them again, okay, well now we're into a different situation altogether.
Let me play devil's advocate here, Adam, because my question, and I didn't quite see it. Maybe we'll see a little different angle here. It looked to me like Mombercat got down to the inside. So the second contact, so here's the initial contact. Now Mombercat, so here's my opposition to that. Was Mombercat in there enough? And that's always a debate in any incident when one car is not exactly wheel to wheel, all four tires with the other car. Was Mombercat in there enough? Did Lapsevich come down on him? That, I think,
the 14
the debate.
The 14 is what finished the wreck, because you could argue Trayton Lapsevich and Mombercat were going to slide off of turn 2 and save their cars, but with Blake Neer right there, Blake Neer is the one that finished that crash, and he had nowhere to go. I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm saying him being involved in that. If we watch it one more time, watch when the wreck finally happens. It's because the 14 has nowhere to go, turns the 32. They might have saved these two race cars. Watch this.
Oh, yeah.
He actually got a piece of both of the front two.
Yes,
but
he
I mean,
did.
It's not his fault. You're at full speed. You've got nowhere to go.
Right.
Yeah. I was going to say, as long as they race clean, Mombercat didn't have a chance. He was not going to get around Trayton Lapsevich because he didn't have the tires to be able to clear him, right? Like the car on the outside has that momentum, and Trayton had just enough speed. Now to add a real wrench, we're going to go double file restarts with Kyle Edgar on the inside, Caden Lapsevich up high.
Wow, this whole race has gotten turned on top of its head here, and we're going to get a restart with 4 to go. Caden Lapsevich, who had to come from the back as he's filling in tonight, right now brings us back to the green. Edgar was the control car, brings us back across the line here with 4 to go. And Lapsevich into the back bumper of Edgar, battling for the race lead. We may not be done with the leaders racing each other hard here. Lapsevich down to the inside, and the yellow flag coming out.
Connor Ross is around backwards. We got Josh Stoddy around backwards. What's important about what Caden Lapsevich did there, he also gave Kyle Edgar time and room to save their car.
Yep.
Right? Like, if you do it, that's fine. You either have to drive on by or give them a chance. Because like I said, that second contact, that's completely different.
Well, I'll tell you what, Adam, for a race that started out, with a lot of, drivers trying to make their way up into the top 5, we take a look here. Oh boy, big contact there. And I think that was that Davidson in the 92 that took the final transfer spot out of the B main tonight. Big contact on the inside wall in the Mobile 192.
It's quite possible we're seeing some turf wars here, because all these drivers hang out in discords and they're all on teams. So with Trayton Lapsevich and Dustin Mombercat getting involved in a big skirmish, there might be all sorts of pissing and moaning going on. But no, that was just a matter of Cam Davidson coming across the nose of Ryan Dyson in the 28, and Dyson not wanting to give that lane, which is within his rights.
I don't know how many times you've said it this season, Adam, but you've been absolutely, on the money every time. There's going to be some hurt feelings after this race tonight.
Yeah, and you know, it's almost a shame because you know what? Embrace it. You love the competition, right? You know, someone's going to be happy, someone's going to be mad. It's passionate, but that's what's fun. How about Dale Shaw? He's up to 7th. Kyle Steckley, he's up to 6th. Connor James in 5th. They've all been in accidents. Everybody but the top 4 have been in wrecks tonight.
And now, after that most recent incident, how about Joe Lawrence with those 2 fresh tires on the right side? He's now got himself back into the top 10. And really, Adam, like we said earlier, he's only 2 or 3 spots away from where he was already. So, you know, this call and a few yellows have definitely helped him out.
Tires are free on iRacing. You might as well use them up.
There you go.
This has been fun, though. Another great night. I was worried that we were going to go a little bit long with the show tonight with where the B main was, but we're just after 10 o'clock. We're going to finish this feature event here fairly soon, but it's been a lot of fun. These drivers are driving the hell out of these cars.
They absolutely are. Lights are off on the pace truck. Double file restart here, and this will be our first attempt at a green-white checkered finish. If the race does not end under the green flag, we'll make up to 2 more attempts after this one to try and finish the race under the green flag. Will we go to a second or a third green-white checkered? We're going to find out. Green lights are back on, and once again, it's Edgar hard on the gas down into turn 1, trying to clear Caden Lapsevich. He will do so, but Lapsevich is right there on the back bumper to turn 3.
And Edgar defends the inside line down into 3. He wasn't letting anybody get to the bottom.
Oh, baby, they're 3 wide here from about 6th, 7th on back. Gareth Gonder's down in there. White flag is out here from New Smyrna.
Ray Morneau goes around deep in the field, but at the front, Kyle Edgar backwards into the wall.
Your race leader backwards. And Caden Lapsevich is going to come across the line with the checkered flag. A crazy development on the final lap. And Caden Lapsevich cashes in here at New Smyrna. Oh, we're going to have to see the replay on that one. Oh, boy. We saw that Edgar had been trying to protect the bottom, but before they came to the white flag. Here's the final run down the back straightaway. And Adam, he was protecting the bottom there. And, oh, boy.
I don't see Caden Lapsevich keeping this win. I just knowing how Don York officiates, and I think it would be the right call to put Caden Lapsevich to the back.
Well, let's do this, Adam. Oh, I think maybe a penalty. Yes, Adam, you are correct. Caden Lapsevich has been shown the black flag. Unofficial. Your race winner is Tyler DiVincenzo. Connor James second, Blair Wickett third. Adam, let's do this. Let's step aside real quick. Let's get Victory Lane dialed up here, and I'll let you get an opportunity here to try and get some more information as well. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back from New Smyrna Speedway.
What makes a trailer a Miska? Is it the heavy-duty Canadian steel they are made from? Or is it the exceptional finish that will last year after year? How about knowing that these are the best back trailers in the industry? These are the reasons you buy Miska. So what makes these trailers a Miska? It's the hard-working Canadians who craft them. We are Miska. We are Canadian tough.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave Ribs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
A guy like this, who relies on his truck for work, knows that his truck will take care of him if he takes care of his truck. And WeatherTech has always been the ultimate protection. From floor liners to no-drill mud flaps to tech liner for your truck bed to bump step to the handy under-seat storage system. And Cup Foam keeps phones secure in any cup holder. Order your ultimate protection today at weathertech.ca.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave sausages and street dogs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
I know.
Stand by, guys. Stand by.
Sorry.
Welcome back, race fans, to New Smyrna Speedway here in New Smyrna, Florida. We're going to take a look at the replay as Tyler DiVincenzo has been declared the winner, and we're going to take one more look at it here before we head down to Victory Lane. It was Edgar. It was Lapsevich. Back straightaway, turn number 3. Edgar gets the hook into the fence. Lapsevich goes on to take the checkered flag, but was given the black flag after the race was over. And we're going to now talk to your top 3 finishers here. And we're going to start it off with third place finishing Blair Wickett. Blair, what a crazy finish to this one here tonight. And you come away with a third place run.
Absolutely. I tried keeping all 4 fenders on the car until the last couple laps there and did just that.
Now, we saw that there was a lot of action around you tonight, and you were able to rebound from all of that. You talk about keeping the nose clean. That's a tough thing to do here on these half-mile short tracks.
It is. It's just in real life. You got to give everybody room and kind of take your battles when you can and just kind of lay back to the last 20 laps or so.
Tell us a little bit about tires and such. I mean, the racetrack had a lot of wear tonight, and you had to make those tires last all 100 laps. How difficult was that for you tonight?
Honestly, it's kind of like real life in this game. The amount of cautions we had, it's pretty much 100% throttle all the way to the end from the start to the finish.
Who would you like to thank for helping you out here to get yourself to a third place run?
Thank GeForce TV and Grisdale for putting this event on, as well as London Recreational and Caldecott Millwright Services. As long as my sponsors, I'd like to thank JP Powder Coating, Proactive Training, and Shaw Chassis.
Great job tonight, Blair. So there's Blair Wickett, your third place finisher here tonight, and we're now going to send it over to Adam Ross, who's going to talk to Connor James.
Well, Connor, that was an eventful event. I got to say that. Congratulations on getting back to second place.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was definitely an eventful one. I mean, we got lucky with the invert there, qualified 8th and got to start on the pole and ran up front for a little bit until we got into an incident, but we were lucky to come back.
Talk about that incident partway through the race. What happened there from your vantage point?
I mean, Gondor was on me. We were all on kind of a train, and then he got into me a little bit off of 2, and at that point, tires were starting to wear, and I couldn't save it. I tried to my best, but wasn't able to keep it off of him. But glad we were both able to finish the race.
Yeah, for sure. Who do you want to thank, Connor?
Well, real life partners, like I think SSG Gloves and Taylor Holdaway Motorsports. I'm excited to run APC with him this year, and my real life teammate Tyler there, he got the race win, which is cool. And everybody who puts this on, GeForce TV, Caldecott, London Rec, Grisdale's, it's a lot of fun to do this before we get to real world racing.
Great job tonight, Connor. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, guys.
So there's Connor James, your second place finisher tonight. And now we're going to make our way to Victory Lane here at the New Smyrna Speedway with Tyler DiVincenzo in the 97. And Tyler, I have to tell you, there was a fan watching here on GeForce TV with about 25 laps to go that said, you know what? I don't think I want to be in the top 3. I think I'd want to be running 4th or 5th here in these final 25 laps. Well, boy, did that pay off for you tonight.
Definitely, yeah. We didn't have the fastest car. I'm not the best at this track. I struggle a lot, but we were able to be in the good position at the end there.
That, man, I mean, let's talk about that for a second. What does that mean to you to come to a track that you know coming in tonight that you struggle at, and regardless of circumstance, you come out of here with a win. You got to be just ecstatic about that.
Oh yeah, it feels awesome. You know, we finished good in the last 2 races, and to finally put checkered flag on the car feels great.
And it really sets you up nice here in terms of points. I think it was second that you came into the night here in the standings. Yeah, second, just behind Blake Neer, who had a little bit of a problem here tonight. He finishes 10th, so that's going to tighten things up a bit.
Oh, sure it will.
Now, tell us about the final lap and the run to the checkered. I'm sure you had quite a view of what happened in front of you. Just explain to us, kind of, what you saw or what you were thinking there on that final lap.
I was happy to be in third. Like, I was just going to ride behind Caden there. And then I see the top 2 go down to the bottom, and I knew something was going to happen. So I just checked up a bit so I can get involved, and here we are.
Yeah, that was definitely the race winning move for you for sure. Congratulations, man. What a win for you to come out of here tonight with a victory here from New Smyrna. And I see you've got some great folks on the 97D here. Tell us about them.
Yeah, I can't thank G-Force, Grisdale's, London Rec, Caldecott, my sponsors, Maker Pizza, Retail Design Group, Merge Force Socks, MRC Wireless, Reaper Speed Lab, and Holdaway Motorsports.
Congratulations, man. Great run to the victory here tonight, and you guys can celebrate this one for the next 7 days.
Oh, for sure.
All right, folks, there's your race winner, Tyler DiVincenzo. We thank him for joining us here in Victory Lane and sticking around. And Adam, I'm still trying to pick my jaw up off the ground after the finish of this one. What a race tonight from New Smyrna.
Yeah, it was rough around the edges at the start, but it was entertaining. I thought it was a hell of a show. All we can ask is that the drivers race hard. We hope that they race clean, but that's not always the case. And what a show.
Well, between the fans and us, man, as we get one more look here at the last lap incident that I'm sure will be debated for the next 7 days before we come back here next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. And on behalf of everybody here with G-Force TV, as well as the Grisdale's Racing Products Winter Meltdown presented by Caldecott Millwright Services and London Recreational Racing, we want to thank you folks for tuning in tonight on G-Force TV. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. And thank you for the comments. It has been such a blast to interact with the fans here in real time while the race is going on. And we appreciate you folks. We want to send a shout out to Matt Thomas and the FLX Media Group studio for doing a great job on the switches and giving us all sorts of replays to look at here tonight. On behalf of Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey and the whole crew here with G-Force TV, my name is Steve Ovens saying thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next Tuesday night right here on G-Force TV at 9 p.m. From New Smyrna Speedway, congratulations goes out to Tyler DiVincenzo.